Okay, physical database, MongoDB structure, then collections, then contain the documents. Okay, and document one, there is a no fixed schema. Okay, it having the C attributes, in the another document only one attribute, and in the another document, the next document having the extra attribute, nested attribute. So there is a no fixed schema. Okay, there is a no fixed schema. Right. Data represent into MongoDB in which format? JSON and BSON format. JSON is for what? viewable format जो हम देख सकते हैं. BSON format means that is the internal storage of the JSON, means a binary JSON. Okay, binary format data store होता है internally. जो हम visible है वो है JavaScript object notation. This is JavaScript object notation like this way. Okay. Some key characteristics we have seen: shell versus server. We have seen some CRUD operation we can perform. Okay, create, retry, update, and deletes. So how to launch DB, how to launch server. We have already seen that one. But today, in this today's class, we are going to see how to install the MongoDB. Okay, how to install the MongoDB. Then we are going to play with this MongoDB shell, right? So installation of the MongoDB. Okay, to save as this one. Class 3. Okay, today's is what? 10th of 10th. Okay, installation of MongoDB, right? So what is the official website to install the MongoDB? Okay, let us go to the official website of this MongoDB. MongoDB download. Okay, or you can go directly here. Okay, so here is the available version. What is the latest version? 6.0.2. Okay, that version is available. So we can find the previous version also. Okay, these are the versions available, right? So in my laptop, which version is available? Let us check. CMD Mongo D hyphen version. Okay, so version is 5.0, 5.0.5. Okay, so 5.0.5. So you can take any version, no problem. Okay, so now 5.0.13 is the one. So 6.0.2 is the current version. So let us click on this here. Okay, download. So MongoDB get downloaded. Okay, यहाँ पे click करेंगे तो यहाँ से download हो गया. ठीक है? So then the step is what? Double click on that and next finish. That's it. Okay, it's a free try version, free version. Okay, so let us, I am going to pause that one. Okay, or cancel, right? Because in my system there is a already is downloaded. So you will get here what? uh, File, setup file, executable file. Okay, so you will get, this is executable file. Okay, you have to just double click on that one and can do the simple procedure either next finish, that's it. Okay, so after that we will get the two things. One is the MongoDB shell and one is what, MongoDB server. Okay, MongoDB shell and MongoDB server, right? So this one I am going to copy paste the link for you. Okay, this is a link. So now after that one, okay, open this command prompt. Okay, after installation of this MongoDB, just open this command prompt, open the cmd. Okay, and write some command. Okay, once you install, then open the cmd. Let us check whether it is installed properly or not, and whether it is showing this version properly or not. So we have the command. Which command? Mongo. Okay, Mongo D space hyphen version. Okay, let's check here. DB version is 5.0.5, so it is installed properly. Okay, this one. So sometimes क्या होता है कि जो आपका ड्राइव है, वो आपका ड्राइव मीन्स पाथ प्रॉपर सेट नहीं रहता है, तो उस टाइम पे जो MongoDB जिस फोल्डर पे सेव हुआ है, मतलब सी ड्राइव में प्रोग्राम फाइल्स में MongoDB नाम का फोल्डर बना होगा, वहाँ से आप पाथ जो है वो ले सकते हो। ओके, पाथ सेट कर सकते हो। ओके, सो जैसे इस ड्राइव में जाके आप लिख सकते हो, अगर आपका फर्स्ट टाइम MongoDB इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं, मैंने पाथ सेट करके रखा है। ओके, 86 में जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे चेक करो MongoDB कहाँ पे इंस्टॉल हुआ है, एक तो 86 में है या 64 बिट में है। ओके, MongoDB. Okay, then you will get the one server folder and 5.0 and then bin. Okay, all these files are available here, right? So you can copy this path and you can check it out here. Okay, so there is a what, MongoD is there. Okay, Mongo and MongoD. See here, this is application MongoD and Mongo and MongoD, right? So you can copy paste this path in the CMD and you can check. ठीक है, ये path ऐसे copy करके, ओके, यहाँ पे ऐसे कॉपी करके यहाँ पे आ गए इस पाथ में, देन यू कैन चेक MongoD देन हाइपन वर्जन। ओके, लाइक दिस वे, राइट? ऐसे भी आप चेक कर सकते हो। ओके, अभी मेरा जो है वो सेट है प्रॉपरली पाथ, इसके वजह से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आ रहा है। ओके, सो मैंने ये डायरेक्टली लिखा था, राइट? दिस वन आल्सो आई एम गोइंग टू कॉपी पेस्ट हियर। ओके, नेक्स्ट थिंग. So two things we'll get, right? One is the client and one is the server. Okay, means sorry, शेल और सर्वर है ना, दो थिंग्स हमको मिलते हैं। ओके, दिस इज व्हाट MongoD MongoD is what, DB version something. So let us, हाँ, and Mongo just a server we are going to check. Okay. mongo hyphen version MongoDB shell. So this is what shell in previous MongoDB server, Mongo shell, okay, MongoDB shell, right? These two things we will get. Okay, let us just copy paste that one. I'm going to copy paste. Okay, if your path is set, then you can directly take. Okay, if your path is not set, you have to write there this path. Okay, MongoDB जहाँ पे इंस्टॉल हुआ है ये पाथ आप यहाँ से ले सकते हैं and you can paste here, then you can write your the command. Okay, okay, so mongo hyphen version, let us check the shell version. Okay, like this. Okay, so MongoDB shell and server we check. Okay, then how to start a service server. Okay, we'll check, don't worry. Okay, so sometimes you will get the some path error. Okay, so कभी कभी आपको path error मिलता है. Okay, one time error you will get sometime db path wala. Okay, so you need to create there this path db folder. Okay, data directory path is not existing, so data and db. Okay, cd, yeah, cmd mongo d, then can take here what hyphen db path. Okay, okay, so let us check here first of all what db dot version. Okay, so I need to start here what mongo. Yes, so the server gets started now, right? Okay, so the connection is fail. Okay, yeah, mongo d, right, server is started. Let us open the another cmd. Okay, then you can write here mongo shell is connected. Now you can write this command. Okay, mongodb command. So I am writing here which command, db dot version. Okay, so you will get the database version, and so sometimes you are getting this problem of the non-existing part, so you make this path. Okay, data directory, then make the data folder and db folder. Okay, so not found is there, something ऐसा error आता है तो करता है. ठीक है, then mongo d, then hyphen db path, then you can set the path. Okay, Next one, db version. Okay, so you'll get the db dot help. Okay, which command? So here having the some help commands. Okay, so help में बहुत सारे commands है यहाँ पे. This is for you. Yeah, I'm going to copy paste that one. db.admin, db.aggregate, pipeline, okay, everything. So just to copy paste. Okay. Once you install the MongoDB in your system, you are getting the or you are facing any problem, so please contact me. Okay. Already installed है? Okay, no problem. ठीक है. कहाँ दिखा रहे हैं आप? ठीक है. ओके ओके. ओके, ऑफ कर लो कैमरा. या ओके ओके. ठीक है ठीक है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट. So you will get here help, right? Help command. Then another command, you can find here db statistic command. Okay, so we are going to write here what db dot stats. Okay, stat. So statistics for the database. Okay, so what is db database? Collections, views, default, that one you can see. Okay, right? Statistics. I'm going to copy paste also this one. जितने database है सब कुछ टेस्ट. Okay, so yeah, next one. So I want to know how many database is available. Okay, I want to know how many database available. So let us one command we have. What is that? Show dbs. Okay, so I'm writing the one command here. Show dbs. Okay, what is that one? Admin configuration local. Okay, size 0.0000 GB. Okay, so these are what default databases. Okay, what are the default databases? Admin, then config and local. Okay, so admin, config and local default databases, right? So what is the use of this admin? What is the use admin in this admin? What is going to do? To store the use authentication. Okay, so information is stored just like as a personal username, password. Okay, like this way. Okay, this command, let us copy paste this one. Oh, show dbs, where is that one? Okay, shows db, yeah, and copy paste here. Yeah, next. Now use admin, so I'm going to write one command. What is that? Use admin. Okay, use admin and enter. So we are going to select this database. Okay, so admin database gets selected. Okay, then if you want to find, this is the name of database. Now if you want to find how many collections are there, they are logical database that contains collections, and collection contain the what, documents. Okay, so you can write this command. What is the command? Show collections. Okay, ये डिफ़ॉल्ट डेटाबेस है, वी हैव नॉट क्रिएटेड एनी डेटाबेस, अभी तक हमने कुछ भी डेटाबेस क्रिएट किया नहीं है. ओके, शो द कलेक्शन, हाउ मेनी कलेक्शंस आर देयर. ओके, सिस्टम डॉट वर्जन, राइट, it's a default one. Then I use here, use a local. Okay, that is local database, right? Want to find here what, collections. Okay, show collections. Okay, show collections, right? Then you'll get here startup log. Yeah, very good. So this is what default database. In the default database, admin configuration local, so information, data, and how to configure it, then local, so logs are there, everything. Okay, this is about local database, means so this is about what you can say, default database. Okay, this is about what, default database. So we know that means MongoDB is a physical database. ओके, MongoDB क्या है? फिजिकल डेटाबेस हमने इंस्टॉल किया है, राइट. MongoDB is a physical database, and that physical database that contains the various logical database. ओके, एंड दैट लॉजिकल डेटाबेस के अंदर क्या रहते हैं? कलेक्शंस, एंड कलेक्शंस के अंदर क्या रहते हैं? इंडिपेंडेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स. ओके, right, so these all are the default databases. Okay, default databases. So you can give here word MongoDB admin is the default databases. Okay, default databases. Okay, default databases. So MongoDB admin will use these default databases. Default databases. Okay, so it's a command you can write there in the shell, that is shows dbs, that one. So what is admin? Okay, let us check first what is admin. So admin database, it is used to store user authentication or authorization data. Okay, so it's a default one, huh? So in what is going to do in the admin? Okay, admin type databases, which type of information gets stored? User authentications and authorization. Okay, authentication and authorization, both are different term. Okay, admin database is used to store user authentication and authorization. ओके, पासवर्ड चेकिंग, ऑथराइज है, ऑथेंटिकेट है, वैलिड इंफॉर्मेशन है, वैलिड क्रीडेंशियल. ओके, ऑथराइजेशन इंफॉर्मेशन. क्या रह सकते हैं? यूज़र नेम, पासवर्ड, ओके, यूज़र नेम, passwords, roles and roles, etc. Whatever the role. Okay, so this database is used by what? Administrator. Yeah, this database is used what? Administrator. Like, okay, so this database, it's a default one. Admin is a default one. Okay, this database is used by who? Administrator. Okay, so while performing replication process, while performing what? Replication process. Okay, replications means repetition. Okay, so that is only replication process. That is what copying, copy the data, मतलब image type data create करना, copy करना. Okay, so एक ही database दो तीन बार बनाना उसको copy करके, right? Like this way. That is a replication process. Okay. सो MongoDB वही करते हैं. MongoDB में एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर क्या करता है कि एक ही टाइप पे जो डेटा रहता है, अगर उसको हैक हो गया या कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया तो पूरा वो डेटाबेस चला जाएगा, राइट? सो क्या करते हैं कि कॉपी प्रोसेस करते हैं, मतलब ये डेटाबेस है एक जगह पे, उसके बाद दूसरे जगह पे लॉजिकल उसको कॉपी करके रखते हैं, कहते ये वो चला गया तो भी दूसरे पास कॉपी किया वाला डेटा अवेलेबल है. ओके, सो दैट इज़ अ रोल ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर डेटाबेस. जो भी डेटा डीबीए बनता है, डेटाबेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, उसका वो काम है कि डेटाबेस को हैंडल करना. तो वो करते हैं वो डीबीए. ओके, सो ये कॉपी करके रिप्लिकेशन प्रोसेस बनाते हैं. एक ही डेटाबेस पे वर्क नहीं करते, वो कॉपी करके रखते हैं, दूसरे सर्वर पे रखते हैं ना. तो ये जो सर्वर, दैट इज डीबीए विल टेक केयर ऑफ एवरीथिंग. ओके, सो दैट इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ क्रिएटिंग द कॉपी ऑफ द सेम डेटा सेट इन द मोर देन वन मोंगोडीबी सर्वर. ओके, सो रिप्लिका मीन्स उस मोंगोडीबी सर्वर पे बहुत बार कॉपी करके वेरियस सेम डेटा दे आर गोइंग टू मेंटेन देयर. ओके, सेम डेटा को कॉपी प्रोसेस, राइट? सो दिस इज व्हाट रिप्लिकेशन. सो डीबीए ऑलवेज टेक केयर ऑफ दिस वन. क्योंकि अगर एक ही जगह पे डेटा रख दिया और उसको प्रॉब्लम हो गया तो फिर वो डेटा चला जाएंगे, इसलिए वो हमेशा वो कॉपी कॉपी करके रख देते, सेम डेटा मोंगोडीबी के सर्वर पे हर जगह रख लेते हैं वो. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट वन. सो this database is used by the administrator while performing the replication process. Administrator, okay, no, okay, so while admin is there, no, okay, the database is used by the administrator creating, deleting, and while assigning the role. Okay, so this is for what? Sorry, admin process is for what? Authentication and authorization information, right? So this database used by the administrator, that is for what? Storing. Yeah, this is for what? Storing information use. while creating, you can write here while creating, comma, deleting and updating users. Okay, and while assigning the new role. Yeah. Because I replication process take care in the local, right, local database. Okay, replication in the local database and admin's role में admin type के database में user authentication and authorization data store होता है. Okay, that is store, that is the data is stored there. Okay. And so this is for what, creating, deleting, updation, means all this CRUD operation and roles you can do here, right, in admin type thing. So next thing is what key, which database we are going to see by local, that is what config. Okay, what kind of information, what kind of things we are going to happen in this admin config type database. Okay, so it is used for store or what, for what, configuration. Okay, it is used to store just a configuration. Okay, this is for configuration. Okay, store the configuration information of what, MongoDB server. Okay, सो एडमिन टाइप का डेटाबेस है, जो बाय डिफॉल्ट जो डेटाबेस है एडमिन एडमिन. ओके, उसमें क्या रहता है, अथराइजेशन, ऑथेंटिकेशन इंफॉर्मेशन, मतलब क्या है, यूजर नेम, पासवर्ड, लाइक दिस रोल्स. कॉन्फिग नाम के डेटाबेस में क्या रहता है, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. एंड लोकल नाम के डेटाबेस में रहता है सो रिप्लिकेशन प्रोसेस वगैरह फॉलो करते हैं. ओके, दैट इज यूज फॉर द रिप्लिकेशन प्रोसेस, मतलब पूरे डेटा को कॉपी करना, उसकी इमेज बना के रखना. ओके, बैकअप की तरह, राइट. हर जगह अलग अलग पे स्टोर करके रखना, क्योंकि एक ही जगह पे डेटा रख दिया, अगर उसमें कुछ हो गया तो चला जाएंगे, इसलिए उसके कॉपी कॉपी करके रखते हैं. सो दैट इज टेक केयर ऑफ द डीबीए. ओके, सो देन local database, what is going to be happen in the local database, that is replication process is happen. Okay, so the local database can be used by who, admin, administrator. So while performing what, replication, while performing replication process. Okay, now it is okay. So what is the data format in the MongoDB? We know already, that is what, JSON and BASIN format. Okay, JSON और BASIN format. Internally store in the BASIN format, हम देखते हैं JSON format. Okay, JavaScript format. So can give here what, data formats in MongoDB. Okay, we know what, which format, JSON. कैसे, key and structure, keys in the Python you can see the dictionary. Okay, key and value base, like this way. So name, like this way, you can take single quote or double quote. Okay, ऐसे type में. Okay, so this is internally stored in how, in BASIN format. Okay, means a binary JSON. BASIN means binary JSON. Okay, and that in this which format, BASIN format store. Okay, and that store in the BASIN format will be stored in the BASIN format will be stored. Okay, JSON format रहता है और internal store होता है BASIN format में. Okay, so BASIN format means a binary JSON. You already know now. Okay, binary JSON. Okay, what is JSON? JavaScript object notation, right? So the end user will know, the data in which format, JSON format. Okay, end user knows the data in JSON format. This is a JSON format. Okay, so always know the end user. Okay, so end user, or can say the developer, okay, will provide data in what? Which format? JSON format or JSON form. Okay. Okay, so in the MongoDB, the server, MongoDB के सर्वर में डेटा कैसे स्टोर होता है? JSON फॉर्मेट में. Okay, एंड यूजर ऐसा दिखता है, एंड यूजर या फिर डेवलपर का जेसन फॉर्म, और जो इंटरनली जो डेटा स्टोर होता है वो रहता है बेसन फॉर्मेट में. ओके, सो इन MongoDB सर्वर, MongoDB सर्वर डेटा कैसे स्टोर होगा? डेटा विल बी स्टोर इन विच फॉर्मेट? बेसन फॉर्म, राइट? इंटरनली बेसन फॉर्म, बाइनरी फॉर्म, बाइनरी जेसन. Okay, so why the besan format? That is required what? Less memory, okay, than JSON format because of the data types. Okay, so how many data types are available in JavaScript? Data types. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something, right? So JavaScript types. Okay, only types you can say. So because of this memory, how the stored, okay, boolean, okay, number like this, string, right? JavaScript types, 6 types of types are there. Okay, and in so that's why it's take the less more memory, and Basin take the required less memory. Okay, and take here in JavaScript only 6 types are available. That is what we can say, the string, okay, number, object, array, boolean, okay, null. Okay, but in Basin means a binary JSON. Okay, that provides some extra features, right? Some extra features, extra types also, like 32-bit 32-bit integer. Okay, size is different. Okay, so you can say that is what? Number int, number int. Okay, then object id also. Okay, object id. Okay, once we see here, once we see the data record or document, so I'm going to show you this object id. id is there. Okay, so then date, something, etc., right? So this gives us some basin. In the basin format, the types are adding something new. Okay, these types are available, extra types are available than JavaScript. Okay, so that's why internally it is stored in this basin format. Okay, so you can take in the size also. So basin format requires the less memory, right? Let's say the requires less memory. Okay, so now something JSON is taking the 10 KB, consider, and when as compared to the JSON, if you go to the for JSON internal storage, it's take only what 4 to 5 KB. So here that's why MongoDB is a huge type of data is going to be stored, huge. Okay, because of these features, JavaScript, binary JavaScript. Okay, so that means efficient storage, okay, and extra data types, that are the specialty of what basin over the JSON. Okay, that is a one important note I'm going to write here. So that's why basin is this data store in this basin format as binary JSON. It's very important. Okay, so efficient, okay, efficient storage and extra data types are specially of basin over the JSON. Okay, so now if the data is storing in the basin format and we can't understand the basin format, then how the end user or developer do now know this data? Okay, because we are storing in the JSON format. Okay, we know the JSON format. Okay, what is the JSON format? Like this, the record is stored like this way. Okay, something, right, something. Okay, this is the JSON format, can understand by the end user or developer, right? But internally it is stored in the which format? JSON format. Okay, so we can't understand the JSON format, but when you are going to retrieve the data, so it is always show in which format? JSON format. Okay, इंटरनली स्टोर तो बाइनरी फॉर्म में होता है, लेकिन जब आप डेटा रिट्राई करते हो, CRUD ऑपरेशंस परफॉर्म करके चेक करते हो, तो वो और आपको बेसन फॉर्मेट में, सॉरी, जेसन फॉर्मेट में शो होता है. ओके, सो दैट आई एम राइटिंग हियर वन लाइन while retrieving. Okay, while retrieving also, basin will be converted to JSON by MongoDB server. Okay, also one term is there. What is that? EJSON, and the extended JSON. At the time of this retrieval based data, that can be converted to the EJSON for understanding purpose also. Okay, what is that? EJSON, right? So this is for what? Extended JSON, right? So at the time of retrieval, so data will be converted to JSON for understanding purpose. Okay, so you can say means insertion, या फिर इन डॉक्यूमेंट के अंदर डेटा इंसर्ट करना या क्रिएट करना, that is JSON to basin. Okay, and read the operation, retrieval operation, then we can say basin to extended JSON. Okay, extended JSON, so you can say the extended JSON. ओके, सो मतलब ऐसा है कि डेटा स्टोर होगा बेसन फॉर्मेट में, रिट्राई करते समय हम यूज़ वो मतलब अंडरस्टैंडेबल पर्पज है मतलब एक्सटेंडेड जेसन फॉर्मेट. ओके, सो इंसर्शन ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स, creation, insertion of documents or creation. Okay, insertion of documents or creation of the document. JSON to basin, right? Internally stored in the basin format. Then you are going to retrieve the data. Okay, read operation, write operation, read. Read only. Retrieval. To understand that one, in which format, that is a basin to JSON means that is what extended JSON use. Okay, extended means e-JSON. Okay, retrieval operation. That is what how basin to e-JSON. Okay, yes. So the question is what कि which data type which data formats use in the MongoDB now? कौन से डेटा फॉर्मेट यूज होते हैं MongoDB? कितने टाइप के डेटा फॉर्मेट यूज होते हैं? JSON, basin and e-JSON. Okay, 3 types, right? What data formats use in MongoDB? Okay, that is what 3 formats: JSON format, okay, then basin format, okay, and e-JSON. Data stored by internally in the basin format, JSON format. How structure? I have shown you the structure and e-JSON for understanding purpose. Okay, when it is retrieving the data, right? So now let us see how to create a database and collection. Okay, how to create a database in MongoDB, right? So the creation of database and collections. Okay, creation of database and collections. How to create a database? Okay, how to create a collections. Okay, let us go to the here shell, and you can write here what show dbs. Okay, show dbs, right? Admin configuration local. Admin, that is user authentication authorization type of information is stored. Configuration, okay, that is what configuration, everything database configuration related. Local database, that is store what replica of the databases, replica. Okay, administrator is used for replication process. Okay, and now so I'm going to write here what need to create a what database. Okay, what is the command in use? Just write here what use and database name, and whatever the database name you are writing, that is what logical. Okay, MongoDB is a physical, so I'm writing here what CSIDB. Okay, CSIDB. If there not exists, then it will be created. Okay, use DB. So switch to DB CSIDB. Okay, so the DB is created there, right? DB is created or not? So let us check here what show DBs. Okay, have you find a DB of CSIDB or not? Let us check here. Okay, are you getting this DB? Are you getting the DB? No. So because CSIDB is logical DB, okay, once we are going to add the collections in that DB, उसके बाद वो आपको दिखेगा, right? If there is a no collection, then you will not find its DB name. Okay, CSIDB हमने create किया, use किया, okay, but but there is a no collection added. Okay, there is no collection, so that's why this DB is not going to be shown here, right? It's a very important point. What is our structure? That one, MongoDB is a physical database. Okay, in that there contains a lot of logical databases. Okay, that is logical database. In the logical database, collections are there. In that collection, there are the documents. Okay, something documents are there. So take this one. So how to create a database? Use command. Okay. So database won't be created at the beginning. Okay. So database won't be created. Won't be created at the beginning, and it will be created dynamically. Okay, it will be created dynamically, right? So whenever you are creating the collections, जब भी हम collections create करते हैं तो dynamically database create हो जाएगा, dynamically it will be created. Okay, so whenever whenever you are creating the collection, जब भी आप collections create करते हो और inserting the documents in the collections, then database then the database will be created. Whenever we are creating the collections or inserting the documents, then database will be created dynamically. Then the database will be created dynamically. Okay, check this command. Okay, use CSIDB. Okay, now what is the database name here? Logical database name CSIDB. Now this CSIDB is available but its own show. Okay, ये show नहीं होता है. क्यों नहीं हो show हो रहा है? क्योंकि उसमें collections नहीं है. Okay, so now next thing, how to create collections. How to create collections. Okay, how to create a collections. Collections कहाँ पे ऐड करते हैं? Logical database का नाम में. Okay, so to create a collections, which command is used? Okay, create collection. Okay, which command is used? Create collections. Okay, so right now we have written one command, that is what? Use CSIDB. Okay, इसका मतलब अभी which database is selected right now? CSIDB नाम का database selected है. ठीक है, तो अभी हम जो भी क्वेरी लिखेंगे, जो डॉक्यूमेंट जो भी हम कलेक्शंस ऐड कर रहे हैं, वो बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट CSIDB में ही जाएगा. Why? Because we written this command. What is that? Use CSIDB. Okay, use CSIDB. So now let us going to write this command. How to create a correction? Okay, db dot create. Okay, db dot create collection. Okay, db dot create collection. In the bracket or in the parenthesis you can write name of the collection. Okay, name of the collection. Collections, such type collections. Okay, means you can say collection means in SQL you can say that is what table. Table बोल सकते हो ऐसे. document मतलब record. So create collection. So I am writing the collection name is what? Employee. Okay, employees, right? Collection name. Yes. Okay. So the collection is created in which DB? CSIDB, right? So you can write here, this is a command how you can create a collection. And now you can check whether this added in our CSIDB or not. Now you can find show DBs. Okay, you can write this command show DBS. Okay, DBS. So now you can check whether this CSIDB it will be shown or not. Okay, so now yes, CSIDB is shown, right? Right now it is shown. Okay, because we added their collection, that's why. Okay, so CSIDB is a logical database. Okay, in that contain the physical data, means a collection. They contain the collections, everything. Okay, so and it can perform the replica process. Okay, replica process. So you can make this copy. DBA will take care of this. Okay, so this is what MongoDB. Okay, so this is what how to create a collections, how to create a DB, how to create collections. Now I am going to take another DB use. Okay, Achal DB. Okay, so now you can write here what show DBs. Okay, I will find here the Achal DB. No, so once we added the collection to the Achal DB, then it will be shown. So how can I add a connection? Create collections. Okay, you can add many collections. Okay, create collections. I'm writing here what student is the name of collection. Okay, then you can write here show DBs. So you can find your Achal DB. Okay, then you want to find the show how many collections are available. Okay, so you can find your what show collection. Sorry, so collections. So there is one student collection is there in which database? Achal database. Okay, so if you want to drop the database, okay, you can drop the database. So how can write here if you want to drop the collection, can drop the collections. Okay, so Achal which collection is there? DB, dot student, right? Student, db dot student dot drop. Okay, false. Can write here student dot drop. Let's see. Use Achal. What is the database name? Okay, show dbs Achal db. अच्छा, यस कैपिटल था. ओके, यूज चल db. ठीक है, राइट. देन आई वांट टू चेक हियर शो कलेक्शंस. ठीक है, स्टूडेंट. ओके, सो db dot what is the command? db dot collection name student. Okay, collection name dot drop. Okay, so true. Okay, so if you uh, delete the collection from the database, then this database name which will not be show. Okay, so you can find your show dbs. Have you finding this db here? No. ठीक है, जैसे मैंने कलेक्शन डिलीट कर दिया, ये डेटाबेस का नाम यहाँ पे शो नहीं कर रहा है. ठीक है, सो द नो db विल बी शो व्हेन देयर इज ए नो सिंगल कलेक्शंस. ठीक है, सो शो, हाउ टू शो द कलेक्शंस, और यूज csi db. Okay, now I can take the show collections. How many collections are there? You can find. Okay, so we can add many more collections there. Okay.